Greetings and salutations, everyone. What's going on? It's time for another pounds for purrs workout, and today was squat and bench press. So still with 325 for the squat. I did 2 triples and then 3 doubles. Squats are feeling pretty good today, and hitting depth, not an issue whatsoever. In fact, I tried to see if I can add a little bit on top of what I was already doing, so that was nice. I felt pretty confident, and I was able to just drop the hips a little bit more. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that for a long time, but I'd like to do it as much as I can, just so I get a little bit more confidence, a little bit more strength from the bottom, and when I start to go just to parallel later on, I'll at least have done this as much as I can instead of just trying to shoot for the same depth. So if I can add a little bit, that's awesome. I'll get a little bit more out of it, and again, just kind of putting a little bit more confidence, especially when I start to add more weight to the squats. But other than that, squats were great. I took about 2 minutes, 2:15 about between sets, and that's all I needed. So my conditioning's pretty good right now. I don't feel like, and I'm not going heavy enough to warrant like 3-minute breaks. That'll come later, especially when I go past, let's say, 3:45, 3:55 and onward. I'm going to want to take definitely longer breaks. So here's the second double. And something interesting today is that I was working out, and it was more or less a lot of the usual people I'll see around this time. But today there were just a lot of women working out, and I'm not complaining whatsoever about that. That's awesome to see, especially when they're doing weightlifting and just doing power movements, strength movements. It's refreshing, because I'm still kind of used to the idea of them doing more cardio, and that's still true to this day. You'll still see the majority doing more cardio on treadmills, Stairmasters, and not that these things are bad. It's just, to me, I think more women really need to be doing strength training or making it a big part of their workouts. Anyways, coming on to bench press. So for bench press, I added a longer pause than usual, really just because I can, because this is not a hard weight for me. This is not tough. 235 is not challenging. So I figured, you know what? Give myself a little bit more of a challenge, the same way I try to get a little bit more depth with the squat. And I did a little bit longer of a pause, and when I get to the doubles, I really wanted to pause it on purpose to get a little bit more out of it, and just to be able to give myself a little something extra instead of doing my normal reps. Now, for accessories, I decided to push those a bit. I knew I was going to do cleans. I actually had the thought of almost doing power cleans, because I can overload on those more, but I wanted to stick with a full clean. And instead of ramping up and going from 135 and going up by, like, let's say 20 pounds, I went from 135 directly to 185, and I don't think I've ever done that before with cleans. And I did a 3x5 with that, which was tough. It was tiring. By the time I got to my last set, it was just tough. And then dips, I did 3 sets of 15, smooth, easy. So I think I'm going to start to do weighted dips, which I really miss doing because I like doing them. Alright guys, here comes the third double for bench press. Thank you so much. And honestly, let me know if you have any questions over exercises, programs, routines, things like that. Feel free to leave that in the comment section. Alright guys, thank you so much. And remember, adopt, don't chop.